everybody from this moment on to recognize me as the scholar of boxing.
You see, their morals, their code, it's a bad joke. It's dropped at the first sign of trouble. They're only as good as the world allows them to be. I'll show you. When the chips are down, these civilized people, they'll eat each other.
49 hours declaring it a riot.
5 to 50 feet advised, County Police 1 advised they're trying to breach and get to the Capitol.
Publicists, when you talk to your publicists, you know the first thing they tell you? What? Stay away from religion, stay away from politics. Okay. You know why? Why? No matter what the you say, somebody passionately disagrees with you.
Absolutely.
No matter what religion, you believe in Allah, then you're saying that's not the right way. You believe in every Christianity, that's not it, because they're choosing something different. Your political party, the Democrat, Republican, the disagreement completely.
Yep.
So I stay away from it. When I get pulled into politics, I go,
Yeah.
and I have nothing to say. I'm just
That's the same way we are. We don't no politics, none of this.
I'll with that. I don't stay there because I'm still entertainment. If it's not music, then it's film and television, but it's still entertainment. So why would you turn someone off by saying that?
Right.
I want everybody to enjoy what I'm doing.
Right.
Not just a selective few amount of people. I focus on diversity because it's needed.
Right.
The boxing scholar is a lover, not a fighter, but he's also a fighter, so don't get any ideas. If he pats you on the back, you'll put it in your resume. His enemy. Have him listed as an emergency contact. The scholar has an inside joke with complete strangers. If he punched you in the face, you'd have to fight the urge not to thank him. Sharks have a week dedicated to him. He's the only man alive to is parallel park. A train is count to infinity twice. In Genesis, when God said, "Let there be light," the scholars said, "Say pretty please." He is the genius of all genius and master of all masters.
And that's the trick to life. You have to be wise enough to know when you were living in your dream. And you have to be humble enough to accept when you're in someone else's.
And I know what you're thinking, Jay. I know what you're thinking. I'm a little full of myself, but I promise you I didn't make that intro. I promise you I didn't. There was only somebody that knew me.
That was very a lot. I was not expecting that. And I want to say I'm not surprised either. It's all making sense now.
Interesting. So for those watching, this is my friend Jay. She has a dope channel. You know what I mean? And she's always disagreeing with me. It don't matter what I say. If I say the sky is orange, she's going to say, it's blue. Or if I say it's blue, she's going to say it's orange. She always takes the opposite side. I don't know why. I don't know what it is, but, maybe, you know what? I have a theory on that. When I was younger, I used to disagree with the elderly people, but not because I really ultimately disagreed. I just wanted to make sure that they knew what they were talking about. Like I wasn't going to take information for somebody that was indecisive or didn't know what they was talking about. Do you think that's what it is?
Not at all. No, I think that it's just sometimes we disagree. I don't think we always disagree. It's just what it is. I think that you make some valid points. It's just maybe you're not used to someone who gives you and offers a little bit of pushback and promotes some thinking. And so you just have some eyes that oh, she's always disagreeing. No, I'm just encouraging people to think is all.
Well, look, I'm gonna just be honest with you. Disagreement is the story of my life because I married a black woman. But that's neither here nor there. Neither here nor there. So you had a video You had a video, and I mean, let me say, you be cooking in your videos. What's good? What's good, Most Hated? You be cooking in your video. What's up like that? You be cooking in your videos, but I disagree with some of them. I didn't say all of them. One of the videos I thought was really hilarious was when you was like, when they stopped by your house unexpected and you took the milk, you're like, give me this, get out of here. That one was so funny to me for whatever reason. I don't know why, but it's like really funny. But the one, do you want to elaborate more on what you said in the video? What did you say in the video exactly?
I think I was talking about how men will, like, if you're in a situation, men feel like if they are involved with somebody, you can't pop up on them, you can't kind of do those things, but they feel like they could do it in the reverse. Meaning, like, if I'm just talking to a man, he feels like he can come pop up at my house, or he just has rights and claims to me. But, you know, he really don't. And if he's coming by with some shit, give me that milk, and then you got to roll because you weren't invited here necessarily. You know, like, women should get the same kind of respect that we give to men as far as their space and everything. I think that's what that video was about.
Yo, I seen a girl today, and she was talking about she like her man a little sexist. You know how Glow says she like a man with a little bit of ugly.
Okay.
She said she like her man a little sexist, and she meant as far as like, she was saying like, how could you believe in gender roles? Like the man's supposed to bring home the cheese, but you don't believe in like, you can't accept gender roles when they're beneficial to you, and then disregard them when they're not. Essentially, is what she's saying. So she was saying she like a little bit of it.
Okay.
Are you down with that? I thought you was going to listen. Oh, she finally, what? I agree with that. So let me say that. That's probably how I get you to disagree. I agreed with her.
No, I think that most women, especially Black women, you know what I mean? I think most women are more and lean more traditional or more conservative when it comes to those things. You know, I think what has happened is men over time have just become so like the energy behind it is different, you know? But I think most women understand and know, like, yeah, get the garbage, brother. Like, I'm cool with that.
Interesting. So what if he told you get the pan, sister?
If he tells me to get the pans?
The pan, like the cook.
Oh. See, and then this is when we can start.
Here we go. Here we go.
This is where we can start to unpack this, because I feel like all relationships are like you whatever the gender is, you have to kind of have a balance. You know, I think it's okay to be like, you know, you do this for me, I do this for you, and it works out. You have to find the happy medium. I just think that, you know, I feel most Black women are more like traditional leaning. And if, you know, that's how it works, that's how it works. I think it's just when they come off the top and you better this and you better that, and they're coming like they're the king of the castle or the king of the world type of thing, and you're just some mere peasant. If you're treating me like a queen, then I have no issue with treating you like the king. You understand what I'm saying? It has to be a mutual respect. A lot of men have a hard time with respecting women. You understand what I'm saying? Like, just to have a real understanding of who she is, what she likes or dislikes, and how I need to show up for this person. They often just objectify and try to control and manipulate and all these different things. When it's a mutual respect, not just as a woman, but as a person first, I think that it could work. Okay, what you want? Tacos or spaghetti? You know what I'm saying?
But do you realize how confusing that is? Because you say you want a little bit of sexism, but if he put that pan on the stove and be like, I don't smell no dinner cooking, you go be like, hold on, who the hell are you talking? You get no trust. You see how confusing that is?
Not if he's doing what he needs to do. Not if the man is doing what he needs to do. I don't think any woman would disagree with that. If your man is doing what he needs to do, he's meeting your needs, not only financially, but emotional needs, she gonna make that meal and then some with a smile on her face.
Okay, I got one for you. I got a curveball for you. Let's say your needs are being met, but just you caught him in the building stage where he ain't, because you know most men start peaking financially around 40 to 50 years old. So let's say you caught him before in his 30s and he up there, but he's giving 100%, but it ain't enough. You still carrying the weight. Will you basically put him in a spot of potential and deal with it accordingly, or would you be like, nah, I ain't gonna treat you right until you achieve the maid status? How would you go there?
I can't speak to that personally.
Well, let me tell you about it. You know how you talk about the unfairness of being a woman. Let me tell you how crazy that is as a male. Like your value is based on the dollar amount. You know what I mean? Like you said, doing what you're supposed to do. Why have we all put dollar amounts on on value? That's like the whole society's transactional now, and we wonder why divorce is so high and all that other stuff. It don't make any sense. When people look, I get accused of being simp by the boxing people, and I get accused of being red pill by the women that I talk to. And I tell them I just support good ideas. And I feel like I'm looking at society, I'm looking how men are being treated. And I know that if the numbers don't lie. You look at when people start to peak financially as a man, it's normally when they're older.
Okay.
And it's like, as a woman, if you get somebody that's already made and you're making it transactional, he know you're with him for being he's going to treat you accordingly. But if you with him for the struggle, he's going to treat you differently. If you were there before him, most, not all, because we know what Kanye said. Well, but most will treat you like she was down for me when I didn't have nothing.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, but when I say something like, "Oh, well, if he's doing his part, then I have no issues with doing mine," I did say, like, financially, but also too emotionally too. Like, it's one has to go with the other for me. I think that you're hitting something when you say like the society is so transactional, right? I believe that there's some truth there, but in general, like, women like stability. You understand what I'm saying? You're only as strong as your options. So I'm not saying she's a 304 or whatever the case, but women just naturally, we like for a man to be stable. So you don't have to be living in a lap of luxury, but at the minimum, you should be able to take care of yourself. You should be able to, be an asset. You understand what I'm saying? And if you are not in position to be an asset to that woman or whoever, then why even involve yourself? You become a burden.
So you're talking about taking away. The scenario I gave you, he's not at his full potential yet, but he's still kicking in. He's not taking away from, meaning he's adding. So whatever, let's say you make 40,000, 30,000, whatever the case may be, he's still giving to her. He's adding to her. He's not asking her for shit, but like they're combining their resources. Does he still deserve to be treated like the dude that is already coming made, is what I'm saying.
I would say yeah. If you're stating it like this, then yeah, because a man that's made it, air quote, he makes a lot of money. You know what I mean? Doesn't mean that he even is going to do what you want him to do. Let's be clear. You know what I mean? It's a whole bunch of niggas, who's making it and stingy as hell. You got a better chance with a nigga who's making 50,000. He's giving you more than somebody who, is making six figures. Like, it's a real thing. So it really is a case by case situation. It's hard to generalize something like that when we're talking about relationships because it's so layered, it's so nuanced. Oh, he's an asset, he's not a burden. Oh, this, that, and the third. I think this is just old, tired rhetoric. Yes, Mike said money don't make the man. Exactly, money don't make the man. It's the character. You feel what I'm saying? It's the person behind them. Like it's more than that. And I think, again, if a woman is understanding his value and sees where he is and who he is, his character, his integrity, all of those things account for something. You can have a nigga who got a whole bunch of money, however young, old, whatever. He's terrible. He's trash. You feel what I mean? So because he has money, I'm going to treat him like a king? No, if he's hurt my feelings and I'm fucked up, I'm emotionally wounded, I'm traumatized. I think that men, have this idea that their money is the savings grace and how they attract and how they show up. But really, y'all need to be doing the work. Okay, brothers, if y'all over here, come follow me on my channel because we talk about doing the work. You can have all the money in the world, but if you're not okay on the inside and you're not okay in who you are as a man, as a father, as a son, as a whatever, it doesn't make a difference. And if the woman is on her, what she's supposed to be on, she's going to understand and recognize that.
You know what, Jay? It's funny you said that because I don't necessarily disagree with that. Michelle Obama. Hey, as a kid, I was really stoic. Now that I'm older and realizing it, like I used to look at like TED Talks and they never inspired me. I don't know why. I'm like, it's the truth. Why do you need somebody to read like repackage the truth. You already know what you need. It's like a person that's obese and then they watch a commercial that says, you need to stop eating. You know what? I do need to stop eating. Like, you knew that before you watched I used to always think like this. But you know what really do but be like I ain't gonna say move me, but I watch it now, is Michelle Obama's radio show.
Okay.
Because I feel like they made it at the highest level. And they didn't start there. And they had to deal with whatever we got to deal with at our regular jobs, they got to deal with that times 10. So I really, really keen into what they have to say.